since the trial between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard got an abrupt end. Amber's people have been in an all-out war with everyone that was involved in the case, particularly the members of the jury, but it seems she has taken things too far and just might have ruined Amber's career completely in the process. So, what has Amber's lawyer been saying that could put the actress at risk of career suicide? Well, at this point it is basically general knowledge that Amber and her people weren't exactly too pleased about how things turned out in the defamation suit. And while you would ordinarily expect that they would be down and probably take some time off to heal from the whole thing, they've been doing the exact opposite. To be more specific, Amber's lawyer Elaine seems to be on a mission to completely destroy what is left of Amber's already wrecked career. At first, it was her reaction after the news was announced in court, which pretty much showed that she was a little upset, and no one can fault her for that as she did her job in defending Amber. But when things went crazy with Elaine was when she recently got on an interview and utterly battered Johnny, his team, and even the jury for their verdict. According to her, there was a lot of foul play at work during the case, as she claims they were prevented from presenting facts that helped Amber win the UK case. These words came after the lawyer had admitted that Johnny and his team basically wrote on the lack of information of people on matters on or relating to domestic violence.
That were beyond our control. And I think the social media, it was like a Roman Colosseum. Is the best way to describe the atmosphere here. And I have to believe that the jury, even though they're told not to go and look at anything, they have weekends, they have families, they have social media.
They were not sequestered. They were not sequestered.
And the 10-day period we had, how could they not have been influenced?
But Elaine, for most people watching this trial, and a lot of people, as you know, got huge views, it just seemed to be so messy and salacious and so tawdry on both sides. And I think for a lot of people from the
even though it was obvious that she was pointing fingers simply because she refused to see her and her client's shortcomings, it didn't stop her. In fact, it pretty much made things even worse as she went on to accuse the jurors of being influenced by social media and their families on the verdict they gave. These were people who dedicated their time and effort to hear and sift through piles of evidence in the case, and what makes this even more disturbing is that Elaine actually said those words out loud in her closing argument.
He told his story. He had his opportunities. He had his full opportunities to do all of that. And he came in here and lied to you and said he's here to get his reputation back. It's just one of many lies in this case, but it's a really big one, because here we are, 6 weeks of your time, precious time, 6 weeks of this court's time, for what? For nothing. Only to go after Amber. That's psychological abuse. He's going after Amber for nothing.
Seeing all of the things Elaine had been publicly saying about Johnny and the jury, several fans haven't exactly been kind in sharing their thoughts on her actions. Like this fan who mentioned that she is basically a liar and has taken things too far at this point. They wrote, Elaine has to be one of the most unprofessional lawyers on earth. To stand up for the jury, to thank them for their time, then as soon as they rule against your client, outright call them cheaters and rule breakers is pathetic. Hashtag Elaine is a liar. Joining the train, a couple of other fans also had one or two things to say on the subject. One wrote, I just saw her interview on CBS and Nate Burleson asked her if she's taken a look in the mirror to see if she could have done better, and she didn't even answer the question. She deflected. She implied the jury broke orders and looked online during the break. Another added, and to think those jurors probably did not get their salaries during those weeks and did spend time deliberating their decision. And she accused them of basically cheating by looking at social media. How incredibly rude. From the words of the fan, it's certain that virtually everyone on the internet has probably written Amber off because of the actions of her lawyer. Now the question is, can Amber possibly wiggle her way out of this one? Tell us what you think in the comments section.